Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. I just got done watching the Team Liquid versus Evil Geniuses series. It just finished up a couple minutes ago. I kind of had to sit there, gather my thoughts, and then obviously start to record this video because it was going to be what we have to talk about first starting this next week. There's a lot of big stuff coming up. We have obviously LCS Finals coming up this next weekend. That's going to lead straight into the Worlds draw. I'm going to be at LCS. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be super fun. I'm super excited. But right now, Team Liquid is finished. This is the biggest story. I asked the question on Twitter if, is Team Liquid the biggest disappointment in LCS history? I had somebody reply that they thought the Sven and Mithy TSM team was perhaps the most disappointing team in LCS history, and I think that's fair. I think they're both in the conversation, but the amount of money that was spent on this Team Liquid team, I know a lot of people had been assuming this, but I know LS had also tweeted out, hey, this Team Liquid team was one of the most expensive rosters of all time, and then people are usually like, oh, well, the LPL has some crazy rosters that cost a ton of money. They like to spend money. LCK, blah, 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 blah. And, LS is like, no, even including the LPL and LCK, this Team Liquid roster was one of the most expensive of all time. And Worlds was a foregone conclusion. We expected that they were going to probably win an LCS title, maybe two. They actually did win the lock-in tournament, if I'm remembering correctly, but we assumed they were going to win a title or two, and even if they didn't, nobody really cared. This team wasn't built for the LCS. This team was built for Worlds. They were built for international competition. They have a world finalist in Bwipo in the top lane. They have one of the best junglers in the LCS of all time of Santorin. They have perhaps the best LCS player of all time in Bjergsen. They have Hans Sama, who was coming off an insane Worlds performance last year for Rogue, where he looked like he was pretty much 1v9ing them. So you expect when he comes over to Team Liquid with what should be a better team that he'll level up and be able to do even more. And then you have CoreJJ, kind of the golden child of the LCS. He's a world champion. I think another World Finals appearance as well. So much pedigree on this team, so much talent, so many expectations, and obviously so many dollars being thrown at them. Was kind of a weird season in some ways, obviously with CoreJJ not being able to get his green card right away, Jan and Ayla having to step in and play some games, but by the time we get to September, where we are now, this team, you can't really blame anything on the beginning of the year. I don't think they've had plenty of time to play together, ramp up, all that stuff. Now, yes, it has just been a single season, and even less than a season. You could argue, hey, teams take more time to gel or whatever, and in esports, we roll over our teams and rosters and too much, yada, 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 but this team was supposed to do more even in this first season, especially in a league like the LCS, where obviously people will say that the LCS is so weak and it's so easy and it's so free and yada, yada, yada. You're spending these amounts of money and you have this level of talent. Not even making it to Worlds is really crazy, especially when Evil Geniuses, the team on the other side, yes, they are the team that won the spring championship. Yes, they are the team that went to MSI. They went to semifinals. They beat T1. They were a really great team. They're not in amazing form. They got smacked around by Cloud9. They almost lost to TSM, who was the 7th place team in the LCS. I think they went 6-12 in the regular season. They were able to push Evil Geniuses to 5 games and even had a lead on them in the 5th game of that series. That's the form EG was in. This is not the EG from spring. This is not the EG from MSI. This is not the EG from the beginning of Summer Split. And watching this series, I really think that both teams didn't look very good. I think really every single player in the series had some very high highs. We had Impact with his pentakill. We had Bwipo with some crazy plays, getting some assassinations and big plays off onto Danny. Both the junglers had their moments for sure. Bjergsen had some really nice Taliyah games. I hated the Galio pick. I don't really think Bjergsen did anything on the Galio. They actually had the fight in the bottom jungle 6 or 7 minutes into the game where he ends up flashing over the wall, not getting any kills and dying, and that could have potentially altered the game. Jojo had some massive games. Danny, talk about his champion pool issues, and Danny did not have a great series. He had some moments that absolutely could have and probably should have lost EG the series, but he also had some crazy misfortune ults and stuff like that. Hans Sama was just really good at times. Vulcan wasn't super impressive until the last couple of games where he pulls out the Bard, he pulls out the Rakan. CoreJJ, I think it was solid. I think he had some bad moments. It was just super weird. Both teams had moments where they looked impressive and like they really wanted to win, and a lot of players in the series and both teams absolutely had moments where they didn't want to win either. But man, what the heck, because we've seen this year, super teams have not worked out. Vitality, Fnatic, who's actually still alive and now top 3 in the LEC, but it's been a bumpy ride for them, and now Team Liquid as well. And over in the LEC, we didn't get too much spice. Yes, Vitality not making Worlds was a little bit spicy. Pretty interesting, pretty funny, pretty spicy, but they weren't even that close. They didn't even make playoffs, but like Fnatic, they were close to not making it, but they actually find a way, and now they're looking pretty good. Team Liquid actually not making it to Worlds is huge. It is insane. And I don't know how to feel because part of me is a little bit upset. I think this Team Liquid team is very, very talented, and I would have loved to see what they could do with like a bunch of scrims against these world teams and what they could do on the international stage. And I really, really like Bjergsen. You know, I think he's my favorite player. He's the guy who's mainly got me into competitive League of Legends and all this stuff. And I like the team. I like what they've been able to do. I think a lot of the players have fun personalities. Bwipo is awesome on the mic. Santorin seems really, really just nice. And again, I like Bjergsen a lot, but at the same time, Team Liquid is the team of 5 imports. You know, they have no NA players, and now with EG, there is 3 NA players going to Worlds, and also EG is a team that has invested in NA talent. They took chances on young players. They didn't go with Jensen and Doublelift. They went with Jojo Pune and Danny, and they have brought these guys up. And yes, Danny didn't look great in the series, but Jojo looks really, really impressive, and I think Jojo is about to go to Worlds and really surprise people. I think him and Inspired are a very, very underrated mid-jung duo, even internationally. I do think Impact has kind of been out of form recently. Danny's kind of been out of form, but we know how good Vulcan can be. Vulcan has had good international performances before, and this EG team's going to be scary, and even if they don't get it done, still, them going to Worlds is going to be an insanely valuable experience that they're going to use to be even better next year and the year after that, and they have a bright future ahead of them. And we've seen this year so many teams who did things differently than what these super teams did, like CLG, really starting to impress people and surprise people. 100 Thieves running back their same roster. Now they're going to Worlds. I don't know. We have a lot of this different stuff going on. Even C9, yes, they went for imports, but they went for the big young import and Berserker. Fudge is a guy who they've kind of brought up as a young player and helped him out. They have Blabber as their kind of NA talent as well. C9 kicked the MVP in Summit. Now they're going to Worlds. It's been absolutely insane, but what's next for Team Liquid now? I mean, you can literally question every single player on this roster and if they will be back next year. Team Liquid has a very, very good academy team. Team Liquid is still going to have a ton of money. They can still go out and get whoever they want. Is Bwipo going to want to come back? Is Team Liquid going to want him back? Is Santorin going to come back? Is Team Liquid going to want him back? Are they going to go after some other crazy jungler? Is Bjergsen going to come back? Obviously, I assume Team Liquid's going to want him back, but is Bjergsen going to retire? Is he going to try and leave? How was this year for him on Team Liquid? What's going to happen with Hans Sama? Is Hans Sama coming back to Team Liquid? Is he leaving? Is he going back to EU? I don't know. And then CoreJJ is a free agent. I think most people expect he's going to re-sign with Team Liquid. They're going to be able to figure out how to get a deal done or whatever. But at this point in time, they don't have a deal in place. Is he potentially going to go somewhere else? I know there's been, random craziness out there about what if he goes to C9? What about a Berserker CoreJJ bot lane? That would be pretty insane. I don't know. And who are the possibilities going to be for Team Liquid? Are they going to go with NA talent? Are they going to rebuild? Are they going to keep spending insane amounts of money? Are they going to go Super Team Part 2 next year? Are they going to keep a couple pieces like Bjerg and CoreJJ and then maybe piece in some other stuff? I don't know. I literally have no idea. This is crazy. This is one of the most insane offseasons. We've never seen a team spend this much money. We've had some insane TL teams before. We've had very, very talented TL teams before, but they always get to Worlds and they always just barely don't get out of groups. You know, TL always finds a way to win 3 games. TL always loses a tiebreaker, just comes up short or whatever. This time, they came up short in the LCS playoffs. They're not even going to Worlds, which is just an absolute disaster. So what do you do? There is so many hard questions. There is so much up in the air. And a lot of the teams in the LCS got better this year. I really do believe that. And TL spent more money than ever before for the worst result they've had in recent memory, which is crazy. And I'm here for it because it's spicy. It's interesting. It's going to make this offseason way, way, way more exciting. It's going to leave so many question marks. But so many, like I said, all these TL players, we don't know what's going to happen. But when you don't know what's going to happen with all those players, that affects so many other teams and so many other players as well, because where these guys are going to go or not go is going to be spots that other players are either going to be able to go or not go too. It's really that domino effect where Team Liquid and these players they're going to have a couple weeks, a couple months. I mean, the offseason starts very, very quick. It's already September. The offseason really kicks underway in October. And for Team Liquid, it's the offseason now. Like, we're into it. And some big decisions. You're going to have to think about things for, like I said, a couple weeks, take some days off, think about things for a couple weeks, and then some decisions are going to have to be made. It's going to be very, very spicy, but wow. Team Liquid, the super team gone wrong. I don't know exactly how much money they spent on this team, but the rumors are a crazy, crazy, crazy amount of money. This team was supposed to not just go to international events, but do damage in international events. They don't make it to either LCS finals. They don't go to MSI. They don't go to Worlds. Team Liquid in 2022 is finished. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about Team Liquid. Any takeaways from the series? What do you think they're going to do or should do in the offseason? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Consider checking out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/I_am_First link in the description below. Subscribe, stay up to date on my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.